Hey guys, so today we're testing out a ton of new Milani products. Now, I've been trying these out for 2 weeks, so I have my opinions on all of them. The first product is a foundation, so before I put that on and tell you about it, I'm just going to put on my One Heck of a Blot, my oily parts, using the Sol de Janeiro, I think that's what it's called, Touch and Soul primer a lot with this foundation, so I just wanted to try it with a different primer. I'm going to be doing a wear test on all of this as well. The first product is the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation stick. Now, I have the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation and it's in 00A, which is their lightest shade. This is in 200 Porcelain, which definitely is light enough, if not my exact shade. 13 grams of product in here to scoot you in for application. So I saw Casey Holmes try this out and she didn't really like it, so I was very hesitant, but I wanted to give it a chance. With the foundation, I'm not the hugest fan of it. I feel like it breaks apart on my skin. Foundation sticks are really convenient, I think. They just blend out really easy. This is like a thicker consistency than the Wet n Wild one. You have to tug it a little bit just to get it moving and warming up to your skin. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell on camera, but it kind of collects in certain areas where I think maybe where it's dried ever so slightly. But once it's warmed up to your skin, it really just melts in so nicely. It's not super full coverage, like you can still see my redness, so I'm just going to put a tiny bit more on. I do think it wears longer, for me personally, better than the liquid foundation. This foundation on, it's definitely medium coverage. I wouldn't say it's full coverage. I normally find that this lasts on my skin. Next I have the Milani Conceal and Perfect Long Wear Concealer. I have mine in the shade Ivory Rose, which I believe is the lightest shade, and it looks like this. It's not super brightening for me. I've found that I need to start using brightening powders to brighten under my eyes and concealers that are more sort of yellow tone on my skin type to conceal under my eyes, because it makes my eyes look so much more flawless. I swear I'm about to run out of this. It's at least half empty. I've used this so many times. This has become a very quick go-to concealer and I'd never have to build this up, so this gives me pretty full coverage. I mean, you can see kind of how dark my under eyes are. It has a nice flat doe foot. It blends in nicely with a brush or a sponge. I haven't had any issues. Picked up way too much concealer actually. I don't think I needed that much. I don't need to build up that coverage. The side of my eyes is so completely covered. I'm going to use the face powder I've been using for weeks now. This is the Colourpop No Filter Setting Powder. So good under the eyes. It makes you look flawless. This isn't a setting powder that will keep your oils at bay or anything like that. But it's so good under the eyes. It makes them look really smooth. I don't think you're going to be able to tell on camera. It's just something like looking really close up compared to my other powders. I'm just going to do a dusting of that on the rest of my face. This huge powder brush is by EcoTools and it's called the Full Powder Brush. Just going to sort of blend that lightly over my skin. I blended down my neck, right? Yeah. Completely forgot. It's very similar to my Rimmel powder, the Match Perfection loose powder. Next is the Silky Matte Bronzer in Sunlight. This is really light. This is very like fair skin. I'm going to use that same big powder brush because it's a nice big pan that I can just kind of dip my brush into. It is a really nice silky bronzer. There's so many affordable bronzers that I like recently. My bronzer collection was pretty empty and all of a sudden I have I feel like I have too many. I do feel that this contours me at the same time as bronzes. Sometimes having super chiseled cheeks is just not what you're going for. Before I do my blush and my highlight, I'm just going to do my rest of my eye makeup and I'll be right back. So next is Della Lights palette in Rose Glow. It says it's number 3, but I thought this only came in 2 shades. There's like a purpley blue holographic sort of one, which who is going to use that? And then there's this one which has like a really light shade, a gold, and this like coppery shade. Not a coppery shade that I feel like you could use. Not even that sheeny, to be honest. Like, look at that shade. Compared to the other one felt a lot smoother. This one has nothing compared to the other two, so they're really doing this an injustice. I feel like if you look at this, you automatically see the NikkieTutorials collaboration, the little trio. One of my favourite highlighters. I don't use Ofra highlighters very often because they are just so blinding. These are a lot more wearable shades, I feel like. I'm going to use this white shade with a tiny bit of this gold. Blending. It's a really nice formula. It's a little bit powdery. I don't feel like I need to really like tap my brush off. That's really, really pretty. Recently I've been applying my highlighter before my blush. It makes such a difference. So the really smooth, very blinding highlights. The last product is the Baked Blush in Sunset Passion. And it did come with a brush, but I got rid of that. Again, like a lot of people don't use them, so this would be so much easier, but you know, that's not really big or anything, but it's still, I feel like it's unnecessary. But this is the shade. It's a lot more like burnt. Like this could be a really nice shade for the summer because it'll look like Kiss from the sun. So I'm going to use this little e.l.f. number 107 brush. It's just like they're from their Beautifully Bare range. Because I have a very round face, I'm not bringing it too far in. I'm kind of want to leave a gap here. Learned that from Alyssa Ashley. Thank you very much for that. I did have to dig my brush in quite a lot because it is a very like fluffy brush. If you had more of a fatter, denser brush, you wouldn't need to like dip in as much as I did. Overall, I wouldn't say a single one of these is a bad product. The powder products, not super pigmented. You kind of have to build them up, but I feel like if you're newer at makeup and you want something affordable, that's better with these, except for this one. This one is super blinding at first dip. But these two you have to build up ever so slightly, but I'm fine with that. I have no problem with that. I'd rather that than something that doesn't blend out. And I feel like it's given me a really nice colour to my cheeks for the bronzer and for the blush. And the foundation stick, I think I still prefer the Wet n Wild one to this one, to be honest. But I will definitely use this up. This has become easily a go-to foundation for me. Concealer is so good. I highly recommend this concealer. I've got so many good concealers, and for me to pick up this one over a lot of those others just shows how good this is. I'm going to wear this for the rest of the day, and I'll take you guys with me so you can see how it weared and, you know, if anything changes, if the blush, the bronzer, the highlight dissipate, anything like that. So I'll see you soon. Okay, so I put the foundation on a couple of hours ago. I want to say at least 2 or 3 hours ago. I'm sure I finished putting it on at about 8:30. I honestly can't remember. I feel like it's breaking apart on my chin a little bit. Don't like dots. I can't remember what the name is for it. Don't get this foundation. Around here, it just looks like a lot of dots where maybe it's starting to break apart already. I've never noticed that before, but I've never looked close up. See how it fares in the next couple of hours. So that's everything for the video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you feel like it. I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to post 3 times a week now. I'm trying. What is your favourite Milani product? Please leave that in the comment down below. I did see that they had mascaras, not on Beauty Bay, but they did have new mascaras come out at a similar sort of time as these. If you want to see me try out their mascaras, please let me know in a comment down below. And I hope to see you all very soon in the next video. Bye!